All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. I've never known any trouble that an hour's reading didn't assuage. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. The doctor sees all the weakness of mankind, the lawyer all the wickedness, the theologian all the stupidity. Each day is a little life, every waking and rising a little birth, every fresh morning a little youth, every going to rest and sleep a little death. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. Satisfaction consists in freedom from pain, which is the positive element of life. Men are by nature merely indifferent to one another, but women are by nature enemies. Money is human happiness in the abstract. He, then, who is no longer capable of enjoying human happiness in the concrete devotes himself utterly to money. Wealth is like seawater. The more we drink, the thirstier we become, and the same is true of fame. To live alone is the fate of all great souls. Just remember, once you're over the hill you begin to pick up speed. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. Treat a work of art like a prince. Let it speak to you first. A man can do what he wants, but not want what he wants. Compassion is the basis of morality. They tell us that suicide is the greatest piece of cowardice. That suicide is wrong, when it is quite obvious that there is nothing in the world to which every man has a more unassailable title than to his own life and person. With people of limited ability, modesty is merely honesty. But with those who possess great talent, it is hypocrisy. The first 40 years of life give us the text, the next 30 supply the commentary on it. Great men are like eagles, and build their nest on some lofty solitude. After your death you will be what you were before your birth. Religion is the masterpiece of the art of animal training, for it trains people as to how they shall think. Every parting gives a foretaste of death, every reunion a hint of the resurrection. The discovery of truth is prevented more effectively, not by the false appearance things present and which mislead into error, not directly by weakness of the reasoning powers, but by preconceived opinion, by prejudice. There is no doubt that life is given us, not to be enjoyed, but to be overcome, to be got over. Willpower is to the mind like a strong blind man who carries on his shoulders a lame man who can see. We forfeit 3/4 of ourselves in order to be like other people. Politeness is to human nature what warmth is to wax. Friends and acquaintances are the surest passport to fortune. Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. The wise have always said the same things, and fools, who are the majority, have always done just the opposite. In our monogamous part of the world, to marry means to have one's rights and double one's duties. Nature shows that with the growth of intelligence comes increased capacity for pain, and it is only with the highest degree of intelligence that suffering reaches its supreme point. Almost all of our sorrows spring out of our relations with other people. Reading is equivalent to thinking with someone else's head instead of with one's own. Change alone is eternal, perpetual, immortal. It is only at the first encounter that a face makes its full impression on us. Buying books would be a good thing if one could also buy the time to read them in, but as a rule the purchase of books is mistaken for the appropriation of their contents. Opinion is like a pendulum and obeys the same law. If it goes past the center of gravity on one side, it must go a like distance on the other, and it is only after a certain time that it finds the true point at which it can remain at rest. It is with trifles, and when he is off guard, that a man best reveals his character. Every person takes the limits of their own field of vision for the limits of the world. The greatest achievements of the human mind are generally received with distrust.